स्वगुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 28, Text number 24. Uru Suparna Bhujayoho Adi Shobhamano. Uru Suparna Bhujayor Adi Shobhamano. Ojah Nidhi Atishika Kusuma Avabhaso. Ojo Nidhi Atishika Kusuma Avabhaso. Vyalambi Pita Vara Vasasi Vartamana. Vyalambi Pita Vara Vasasi Vartamana. Kanchi Kalapa Parirambi Nitamba Bimbam. Kanchi Kalapa Parirambi Nitamba Bimbam. Urusuparna Bhujayor Adishobhamano. Ojo Nidhi Atishika Kusumavabhaso. Vyalambi Pita Varavasasi Vartamana. Kanchi Kalapa Parirambi Nitamba Bimbam. Urusuparna Bhujayor Adishobhamano. Ojo Nidhi Atasika Kusumavabhaso. Vyalambi Pita Varavasasi Vartamana. Kanchi Kalapa Parirambi Nitamba Bimbam. Uru, the two thighs, Suparna of Garuda, Bhujayoho, the two shoulders, Adhi, on, Shobhamano, beautiful, Ojah Nidhi, the storehouse of all energy, Atashika Kusuma, of the linseed flower, Avabhaso, like the luster, Vyalambi, extending down, Pita, yellow, Vara, exquisite. Vasasi, on the cloth. Vartamana, being. Kanchi Kalapa, by a griddle. Parirambi, encircled. Nitamba Bhimbam, his rounded hips. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Next, the yogi should fix his mind in meditation on the personality of Godhead's thighs, the storehouse of all energy. The Lord's thighs are whitish blue, like the luster of a linseed flower, and appear most graceful when the Lord is carried on on the shoulders of Garuda. Also, the yogi should contemplate his rounded hips, which are encircled by a girdle that rests on the exquisite yellow silk cloth that extends down to his ankles. Please repeat the translation. Next, the yogi should fix his mind in meditation on the personality of Godhead's thighs, the storehouse of all energy. The Lord's thighs are whitish blue, like the luster of the linseed flower, and appear most graceful when the Lord is carried on the shoulders of Garuda. Also, the yogi should contemplate his rounded hips, which are encircled by a girdle that rests on the exquisite yellow silk cloth that extends down to his ankles. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The personality of Godhead is a reservoir of all strength, and his strength rests on the thighs of his transcendental body. His whole body is full of opulences, all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. The yogi is advised to meditate upon the transcendental form of the Lord, beginning from the soles of the feet and then gradually rising to the knees, to the thighs, and finally arriving at the face. The system of meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead begins from his feet. The description of the transcendental form of the Lord is exactly represented in the Arsha Vigraha, the statue in the temples. Generally, the lower part of the body of the statue of the Lord is covered with yellow silk. That is the Vaikuntha dress, or the dress of the Lord wears in the spiritual sky. This cloth extends down to the Lord's ankles. Thus, since the yogi has so many transcendental objectives on which to meditate, there is no reason for his meditating on something imaginary, as is the practice of the so-called yogis whose objective is impersonal. Presents the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om ajnanatimirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshuram militam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here meditation on the other angas of the Lord from the last verse is continuing. The last verse we saw about the ankles, the jhanu, the calves, the knees. Now the thighs of the Lord, the dress of the Lord, the belt of the Lord, and the hips of the Lord. On these various angas, the yogi should meditate. So how that meditation should happen, in what way he should think of that form in correlation to us. Uru Suparna Bhujayor Adishobhamano. The thighs are, when are they visible? When the Lord is sitting on the shoulders of Garuda. The thighs part will be visible to the devotees. Suparna Bhujayoho. Suparna means the bird with heavy wings. Suparna. And Bhujayoho, on his shoulders. Uru, the thighs. Adishobhamano. brilliantly sitting on the shoulder of Garuda. Ojonidhi Atishika Kusuma Avabhaso. And what is the capacity of this thighs? Ojonidhi. It is a source of all strength. The reservoir of all strength is the thighs of the Lord. Atishika Kusumaha. What is the color of the thigh of the Lord? It is a linseed flower. Linseed flower is also called as flaxseed, which generally devotees eat for fiber-rich content. Flax seeds they eat. So that is the flower, flaxseed flower, lightish bluish. That's how the color of flaxseed will be there. So the body color of the thighs was like a linseed flower or flaxseed flower color, lightish bluish. Then Avibhaso. Avibhasa means the luster. It is like the light bluish color was the luster that was emanating from the thigh of the Lord. Then Vyalambi Pitavara Vasasi Vartamana. And there was the dress of the Lord, Pitavasa, which is yellowish color. And how was this the dhoti? Vyalambi, it was extending from the hip part to the ankle part. Means almost to the bottom of the legs. Vartamana Kanchi Kalapa Parirambi Nitamba Bimbam. How the dhoti was holding on, there was a belt. A belt was encircling the dhoti. Kanchi Kalapa. It means a belt. Vartamana Parirambi. Parirambi means to embrace. So there was a belt which is embracing the waist part of the Lord. And Nitamba Bimbam, the rounded hips of the Lord. The dhoti was covering the hips of the Lord up to the knees, and it was covered by a belt part, so that was also in the most exquisite form. The belt was also visible in a glorious form. So all these intricate aspects have been mentioned for a yogi to meditate upon. Since a yogi has so many transcendental objectives on which he has to meditate, there is no reason for his meditating on something imaginary, as is the practice of so-called yogis in impersonal. So this is a specific thing. Lord has unique personality, unique angas that are being present on the body of the Lord. So when we are meditating, we have to meditate on each individual anga which has its own uniqueness. There is no point in meditating on something imaginary form or something impersonal. The yogi is advised to meditate upon the transcendental form of the Lord, beginning from the soles of the feet and then gradually rising to the knees, thighs, and finally arriving at the face. This is systematic consciousness elevation, starting from the lotus feet, finally to the face of the Lord. So in all these aspects, what is the thing? How Lord is so special in every anga of the body. It is unique in quality. It has its own unique pastime further. Like the hips of the Lord, the thighs of the Lord. The thighs of the Lord, it is said, the source of all reservoir of all strength. Did the Lord display any of his aspect anywhere? Yes, he displayed. When he came as Hiranyakashipu, when he came as Narsimhadeva, Hiranyakashipu had a great boon. He is a hefty personality, Hiranyakashipu. You would have seen in that movie, Mahavishnu. A huge personality. So that it was given a description, when they were standing, their hair was touching the clouds. Their body was of like a mountain capacity. Their bodies were of like mountain, a hard mountain. So they were huge personalities. So if you have to lift a huge personality and make them place on your thighs, the thighs should be of greater capacity. And how was Lord playing around? Like sometimes the flies moves around. You try to catch that fly. Hiranyakashipu was trying like a fly in front of the Lord. His magic was of insignificant. He was jumping here and there. So Lord was also playing for some time. After some time, the Lord thought, no, there is no point in carrying this time. He immediately captured him, placed him on his thighs, ripped apart with his nails, and killed him immediately. So Prahlad Maharaj says, my father was a terror to the entire universe. The demigods were afraid by the just eyebrow shake of my father. I have seen all the opulences, what my father has not possessed. But in a second, everything is gone. When Krishna says, Mrityu sarva haraschaham, like death I come and I take away everything whatever you have accumulated. Not only the soul, not only accumulation, everything is gone. So when Prahlad Maharaj says, I don't want all these things, I have seen all these things. So when Lord came as Narsimha, he showed the power of his thighs. A huge personality lying down on the thighs of the Lord. And the various descriptions in Bhagavatam about the bodily dress of the Lord, various names were given at Sanskrit names. One place it is called as Ravikara Gaura Vararambam. Ravikara, like early morning rays of the sun. It is like that orangish color. So the dress of the Lord was like orangish color, like the early morning sun. Ravikara. Then one more was Sandhya Abra Nivehe. And like an evening sun. When the evening is sun is setting, again Sandhya. The dress of the evening sky. Like was that the molten gold color of the dress of the Lord. One more place it is written as Pishanga Vasaha. Pisha means yellowish color. Or Pishanga Vastraha. One more place it is called as Lasat Pitapate. The glistening yellowish garments, yellowish silk garments. One more place it is called as Pita Kausheya Ambara. Again yellowish only. Then one more place it is called as Pitambara Daraha. We always call Pitambara Dara. Lord is called as the one who wears yellow garments. One more place it is written as Kadamba Kinjalka Pishanga Vasaha. Inside Kadamba flower, there will be orange fragments. Like you see, like the saffron pod, you will see that saffron strands. When the Kadamba flower is fully ripened, the hairs of Kadamba flower are like saffron pods. Kadamba Kinjalka Pishanga Vasaha. The cloth represents the saffron dust of the Kadamba flower. The one more place it is written as Viraja Ambaram. That is spotless yellow cloth. Raja means dust. Viraja means no dust. Completely clean. One more place it is written as Hiranya Rasanaha. It is like a garment, like a full gold. Hiranya means gold. Rasanaha means dark garment. One more place, Kapisha Kausheya Ambaradaram. It is again like yellow garment only. Kapisha means golden color. Then one more place, Kanaka Paridihi. Again, goldish color only. Kanaka, gold. One more place it is written, Navatadin Manognya Ambaraha. The yellow dress is more attractive than newly arrived lightning. The dress is also so glistening, it is like a lightning, that shining glaze, like a lightning what we can perceive. So like that, the Lord's dress has been described in various ways in Bhagavatam, that various personalities, how he appeared. So what is so special in this dress? The divine radiance which emanates from the dress of the Lord is like a molten globe symbolizing perfect purity and illuminates all directions. Then it represents the creation aspect of the earth. So generally, spring season is decorated with all yellowish color. So once in a year also on Vasanta Rutu we decorate the Lord in full yellow. The spring, when it is bloomed, everything is yellowish in color. So it signifies the entire material creation exists within the Lord, while spontaneously He pervades the entire universe also. And it also an embodiment of dharma and knowledge, the dress of the Lord. The yellow color represents the religious righteousness dharma. It represents the supreme wisdom and intellectual stability. So when the Lord wears his yellowish cloth, he embodies these qualities. So the devotees who are seeking for him will gain the eternal truth, that uncontaminated knowledge. Like, on Valentine's Day, they give different color flowers. Each color has its own significance. So the yellowish color represents the divine knowledge. Why Lord wears? Because he is perfection of knowledge. He is personification of knowledge. So when you approach him, you are assured of getting that absolute knowledge. That is the significance of this yellowish color. And it also assures spiritual protection. So they create fearlessness among devotees, the assurance. And they also give us protection from what? The Maya. When you are trying to meditate on the Lord, you are trying to go away from Maya. So this is the biggest protection for the devotees. And all these aspects, whatever have been described, you can perfectly see in the body of the Lord. When the Lord is decorated, you can see the anklets. You can see the dhoti form perfectly. There will be a belt around the Lord. And various, in the Tribhanga future, you can see the thigh part also, that how the Lord stands his feet. So in the Ashtanga Yoga system versus this meditation of and the devotional perspective, there are minute variances. Shri Radha Govinda ki. The Ashtanga Yoga process is a gradual elevation from the lotus feet of the Lord up to the face of the Lord. And the details of this Ashtanga Yoga are minutely mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter. The Bhagavatam is elaborating on that perspectives here. So there are some prerequisites. If you have to become a perfect yogi, you should be a brahmachari. So you should be having a controlled mind, prashanta atma. So there is various other things he has to follow so that his meditation becomes effective in the process. The regulative principles of Ashtanga Yoga he has to practice. But there are some impersonalists who try to say bogus yoga systems, they propagate all unwanted things in the society. They say, you imagine some light, some bulb, some blank, make your mind blank. So thinking of the mind to make blank is also thinking, how can you make your mind blank? So their own logic contradicts their own points. So like a pyramid, some energy, something and all, they try to imagine. Why you have to imagine when there is a Lord himself? This is the unwanted aspect, that imaginary objective. So Krishna explains about this aspect in Bhagavad Gita. It is called as yoga ladder. A systematic elevation in the understanding of the Lord's form and aspects. The basic step in yoga ladder is the karma yoga system. Acting for the pleasure of the Lord or working for the pleasure of the Lord. Yoga means in relation with the Lord, linking with the Lord. So by your karma, you are trying to get your link with the Lord, that is karma yoga. So by working in karma, like when you start doing, we start offering our results to the service of the Lord. I earn money, I offer my money in the service of the Lord. I am a farmer. I produce products. I offer it to the service of the Lord. The first crop, when it comes, the first harvest, I offer it to the Lord. So in that way, everybody offers their first item for the service of the Lord. Their karma phala, they are offering for the happiness of the Lord. But when we start interacting with the Lord and with the devotees, we get to know the knowledge. These are the things what should be done. These are the things what should not be done in the bhakti. Initially, we are all ignorant. But as we keep associating with the devotees, we get to know what are favorable things and what are not favorable things. So we evolve in knowledge. We come to the platform of Jnana Yoga. Philosophically, we try to understand the Lord. With the transcendental knowledge, we try to evolve our consciousness. When your knowledge is in the perfect stage, you start thinking of the Lord, you start meditating on the Lord, you come to the platform of Ashtanga Yoga or Dhyana Yoga. When you read a subject too much, and when you go to bed, you will dream of the subject only. So this is something like when you read too much, you come to the platform of Dhyana Yoga, meditation. So when meditation is perfection stage, then you come to the platform of Bhakti Yoga. You serve the Lord spontaneously, with no conditions attached. So this is the highest aspect, Bhakti Yoga. Prabhupada compares this Bhakti Yoga is like an elevator, and all the other yogas are like individual floors in the building. So there are two ways. One is direct path where you can go directly to the top of the building, or the other one is to go individual floor wise. But problem is when you go individual floor wise, you can get carried away by something what is available in that floor, and we may lose our concept that where we are supposed to reach. So there is some problem with the individual aspect of elevation, but in Bhakti you have directly access to go to the top floor and have the personality of Godhead. So there is a difference between Bhakti Yoga and the other yogas, a distinction between these two yogas. In the other yogas, you require your personal effort, heavy austerity is required, and heavy discipline is required. But in Bhakti Yoga, you have to revive your relationship with the Lord, because you are already connected with the Lord. Just you have to revive your relationship with the Lord, which is a natural instinct for every jiva to have association with the Lord. It is not something artificially to be imposed upon. Then the mental state is, in the other yogas, you have to struggle to control or fix your mind. But in Bhakti Yoga, mind is automatically fixed by the power of love, devotion. The other yogas take many lifetimes. Bahunam janmanam ante. After many lifetimes only you can achieve that perfection. But in Bhakti Yoga, one lifetime we can achieve perfection. Within this immediate lifetime itself we can achieve perfection. And in Bhakti Yoga, when you are in perfection in Bhakti Yoga, all the other yoga elements are automatically present in Bhakti Yoga. Prabhupada says if you have a 1,000 rupee note, you have 100 rupees automatically in it, 10 rupees you have, 50 rupees you have, everything, even 1 rupee is part of that 1,000 rupees. That's why Krishna also says in 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the last sloka, he says when you do Bhakti Yoga, automatically all the other aspects of other yogas are automatically present in the devotee. Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yatpadnyapulam pratishtam atyeti tatsarvam idam viditva yogi paramsthanam upayati chadhyam. So the result obtained by studying Vedas, Vedeshu. The result obtained by performing sacrifices, Yajneshu. The result of doing austerity, Tapassu. Vedeshu, Yajneshu, Tapassu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pratishtam. By giving charity, what and all the punya phala, whatever you have achieved. Atyeti tatsarvam idam viditva. More than the things, whatever you can individually accumulate, are automatically present by one who is engaging in devotional service. You need not separately endeavor for any other opportunity. By doing in Bhakti Yoga, you are automatically endowed with all the other facilities what are individually gained in other processes. So Krishna is saying, you by do bhakti, that is sufficient. So Bhakti Yoga is such a way that you water the root, automatically the tree gets the nourishment. We need not individually go and offer water to twigs, roots, branches, fruits, flowers. You serve the Lord Krishna, automatically everything is taken care of. So bhakti is the highest option. So the example of bhakti is demonstrated by the Vrajavasis, their meditation perspective. In the daytime, Krishna was always with the boys, whole day playing in the forest. The mother Yashoda and all the elderly gopis, they used to recite Krishna's pastimes while they are doing their household work, remembering Krishna. And the gopis used to meditate on Krishna's various leelas. In that way, they are waiting for the evening to come so that they can have his association. And after whole day playing, all the boys used to come back home and they used to go back to their houses. They used to take bath and their mothers used to decorate them. And when they go to bed, they were thinking of Krishna, how they can play to next day morning. Whole night they are meditating on what and all they will play, how they will enjoy with Krishna, and the whole night they are thinking. Whole day gopis are thinking how to enjoy with Krishna in the night, and whole night boys are thinking how to enjoy with Krishna in the daytime. Even the cows and calves were also waiting whole day how they can associate with the Lord. See, every devotee in Vrindavan was saying how they were aspiring for Krishna's association. So when the Krishna was not there, they are meditating on the Krishna's pastimes or Krishna Katha, which is equivalent to Krishna. So such is the glory. The highest meditation perspective was exhibited by Vrajavasis and especially gopis. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, the highest form of worship is the gopis worship. What is that shloka? Ramya kachit upasana vrajavaju varghabija kalpita. Vrajavadu, the young damsels of Vrindavana, they are the exemplary role model for us in how to worship the Lord. So by their bhakti, they conquered Krishna. Krishna failed at this one place where Bhagavatam says, Krishna says, Ye atamam prapadyante tam satev bhajamiham. According to your sincerity, I reciprocate back. But when gopis came to their bhakti, Krishna said, I have become a debtor. I have become bankrupt. To your bhakti, I cannot repay you back. Krishna says, please be happy with your own bhakti. I can't repay you back. So, such is the devotion of the gopis. That Krishna says, I am bankrupt in front of you in your devotion. I cannot reciprocate back to you. So, how can we engage in the devotional service? So, we are not Ashtanga yogis. We are all trying to practice bhakti. So, Acharyas give us to engage our talents in the service of the Lord. The success of the life will be by using our unique abilities in the service of the Lord, maintaining the attitude of service. We should not become puffed up, proud in the process, not to get carried away by material name, fame, adoration, which are like weeds in the process. And we should always maintain that attitude of dasa, dasa, dasanu dasa. A servant of the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, who are you? He says, Gopi Bharta Padakamalayur Dasa Dasa Dasanu Dasa. I am the servant of master of the gopis. The more we are the servant, the more we become dear to the Lord. So what are any prerequisites that are required in our service to the Lord? We have to develop humility, tolerance, patience, and association of the Vaishnavas. So, amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, kshantirajyavam. Krishna explains the 20 items of knowledge. So, we have to develop these 20 items of knowledge in the practice of devotional service. So, we see this same aspect in one more story in Bhagavatam. This is about Sudama. He was such a poverty-stricken Brahmana. Hardly anything is there for him to eat. But he never depended upon any other thing. He was completely dependent upon the Lord. Yadrishta labha santushtaha. If something by the divine accord, if something comes to him, he was satisfied, or else he is happy fasting. He is happy, wife is happy, but children are there, they have to be taken care of. So one day wife comes to him and says, you always speak about the Lord, that Krishna is your friend, you had spent some time in Gurukula, that he is your close friend, he is such an emperor of the world, he is staying in Dwaraka, how he is enjoying his Rajya and all you are trying to explain to us. Why can't you go to Dwaraka and ask your friend? Seeing our scenario, he will be merciful. Or at least even if Krishna is not merciful, if you explain your scenario, how you are going through, the associates of the Lord might be merciful. His wives, family members, even they might give some charity to us, which is sufficient for us. So Sudama was thinking, this is a good idea to think of, to go and meet the Lord. Not for asking something, because it's been too long that I have not met him. Taking this opportunity, I would like to go there and meet the Lord. Then he asked his wife, see, I cannot go empty-handed, since we are going to see. Get me something. So she went to neighbor's house, neighbor Brahmana's house. She begged some 4 handfuls of chipped rice. And she tore some cloth, made it into a small bundle into that cloth, and she handed over him. From Porbandar, he started walking towards Dwaraka. The entire process, he was meditating on Krishna, his various aspects, how they have spent their time in the Gurukula, the association. He was reminiscing the old days. And he was in the prospect of meeting his dear friend, that utsukata, that inquisitiveness, that anxiety was there after separation for a long time. They are going to meet. That happiness was blossoming within him. He was thinking how Krishna will reciprocate to me, how he will receive me. He was in that contemplation only. Whole path he was never bothered. Somebody used to give him something, he used to eat, or else he sat down under a tree, drank some water. See, the entire thing was only on meditation on the Lord. He was not bothered of external scenario. What is happening? So finally, when he reached Dwarka, he went to the doorkeeper and he said to the doorkeeper, I have come here, I wanted to meet the Lord. They saw his tattered clothes. See, somebody coming to meet the king with a tattered clothes and all these things, and he is saying, I am the friend of the Lord. So they were all little doubtful. But because when they say he is a friend of the Lord, Lord might become angry, they went and informed the Lord. At that time, Lord was there on his bed seated with the queens. So he was passing through the various bhuvana of the Lord. He saw the houses of the associates, Andaka, Vrishni, Bhoja dynasties. Then he saw the 16,000 palaces. He entered one specific palace where Krishna was seated on the bed along with his wife, and all the other associates are serving the Lord at that time. So as soon as the Lord saw the Brahmana Akara, he immediately understood who has come. He immediately ran from there to receive this Brahmana. He came outside, he hugged him, he made him sit on a platform, washed his feet. Krishna sprinkled that water on his head, and he sprinkled that water on all the family members. So then Krishna took him inside, made him sit on his bed. Then Krishna made him decorate him with a garland, chandana. Then he applied scent and ointments onto the body. He gave him nice garments. And he fed him royal feast, Rajabhojana. And he started massaging the feet of the Brahmana after food. Then they started talking about their childhood days, how they have spent in Sandipani Muni's ashrama. And the queen of Krishna, she was doing fanning for the Brahmana. Then all the other servants in the assembly who are all witnessing this, they were thinking, in Sanskrit words it says, Bhagavatam says, Kimanena kritam punyam avadutena bhikshuna. What kind of punya this bhikshu, mendicant, had done? And who is avadutena? Means one who is wandering here about with bare minimum body and with skinny body and with little clothes, all tattered here and there, all patchwork done. Shriya hinena lokesmin garhitena adamena cha. And people regard him like lowly and contemptible, Shriya hinena, because no money, no value. People will not value us when you are a poor person. When you are a skinny person, they even treat us like an insignificant. Ya also Triloka Guruna Srinivasena Sambrataha. And he looks like a very tattered person. And see the Supreme Lord, who is Srinivasaha. And the Lakshmi, personification of all the opulences, the abode of Lakshmi Devi, who stays in his house. And Triloka Guruna, he is the Guru of all the living entities within the three worlds. Paryankastam Shriyam Hitva. So leaving his wife aside, Shriyam Hitva, Paryankastvam, he was seated on his bed. He ran away from his bed. Parisvakto Agrajoyata, and he went and embraced this Brahmana as if he was his elder brother. So even they were surprised, the attendants. What punya did this Brahmana do? That Lord is saying, showing so much affection for this purpose. So such is the glory of devotion, the meditation perspective. So when they met, how they were enjoying, Krishna forgot that he was a royal personality. He became like a cow, that Gurukula boy. And they came to the days where how he was enjoying with Sudama. So such is the devotion. So how long did Krishna stay in Sandipani Muni's ashrama? Max 2 months. 64 days he learned the 64 arts. And he finished his Gurukula. It is almost like 2.5 months he had stayed. But in the 2.5 months period, Sudama became the best friend, because Sudama was the senior disciple there at Sandipunimi's ashrama. So they became best of the friends within the 2 months association. With Krishna it is 2 seconds, that is sufficient for us. So 2 months is a very great opportunity. But the devotion, it never died down. Generally, when we have this association, and we forget, that's the nature of material world. But when devotional perspective, it was longing, it was ever increasing only, the devotion within his heart, it was never coming down. It was so glorious that Krishna started teasing him and saying, what did you bring for me? And Sudama was thinking, after eating royal feast, what I have brought, this broken husk, what is its value? He was hesitating to give it to Krishna. So Krishna immediately snatched that bundle, opened that and he ate a morsel. And when he was about to eat the second morsel, Rukmini Devi stops him. And it is said that Acharyas explained, by eating one morsel, Krishna became so happy, he delivered so much opulences for many generations that is sufficient for Sudama to survive. Many generations can survive. And if he would have eaten the second morsel, Rukmini Devi or Lakshmi Devi has to become servant in their house. So Rukmini Devi was thinking, he has come to not only take away the opulences, he is taking away from my Lord, so better stop him from taking away my service to the Lord. So she was precautious of her own service. See, never Sudama asked anything, never Krishna said, I gave you anything. And Sudama was happy. He wanted to say what he wanted. He never expressed his mind. And Krishna also never, he said, take this gift, I am giving you this. He never said anything. Neither none of the associates said anything, please take these gifts. But when Sudama came back, it was a complete change. His house has become a palace there, royal palace there. And wife was fully decorated with many servants. She came forward to receive the husband. And husband was shocked. Am I come to some other place or what? Am I dreaming? Is she my wife? See, even if you come just in front of Krishna, And be happy that you are there in front of Krishna for that moment's association. He need not say that I have to put up my, open my backlog and say, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. You don't not express at all. Krishna understands our mind. And when we are ready in our devotion, Krishna reciprocates by giving unlimited times back. If you would have asked, he would have given some 100,000 or anything. You never ask, Krishna will give you unlimited times. So that is his specialty here. So devotional perspective is that, meditation perspective is how Krishna is uniquely decorated. By every anga, how we can meditate upon that specific aspects of the Lord so that our mind becomes fixed upon Krishna. This is the unique element we are trying to understand in these various verses. So we'll stop here. Any other questions or doubts? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, विश्व गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद।